Joining me now, three of the heroes who saved dozens of Americans that night and who wrote the book on which that film is based. Mark Geist, known as Oz, Chris Peranto, who goes by Tonto, and John Tigan, also known as Tig. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
I know two of you have seen the film. You have not.
No.
Tonto, let me start with you.
Sure.
How true to life is the film?
Example, when I walked out of the theater after I saw it, I felt just drained. Like there was a big hole inside me. And it was because I really virtually went back to Benghazi when I was watching it. And I missed it so much that it was a part of me that I relived on the screen. I realized how much I've been missing over these last 2 years.
You missed it?
I do. I miss.
What do you mean? The film depicts absolute hell.
It's not. It's amazing being with your brothers and fighting. And geez, I don't know. It's weird. Being there and being with them and having the faith that you're going to defeat all the obstacles. And yeah, I relive it. You know, you usually don't get like this. So no, it brought home a lot of the truths that we went through, and a lot of the like I said, the brotherhood is the best way I can explain it. So yeah, I miss it immensely. I sacrificed a lot to get to this point, and one of it's the job that I really loved. And yeah, I'd go back there in a heartbeat.
The movie and the book takes the viewer and the reader through the story of Benghazi, so our viewers are up to speed. It starts off at the diplomatic outpost, the so-called consulate, where Ambassador Chris Stevens was, and the attack on that compound that was not caused by a video, where RPGs and mortars and so on are set off, and Ambassador Chris Stevens dies due to smoke inhalation, along with Sean Smith.
Yeah, Sean.
These guys, in the meantime, are off at the CIA annex, another post that's less than a mile away, chomping at the bit, saying, "Send us, send us." You can hear the distress calls. You can hear the radio calls of the State Department personnel saying, "We're going to die, we're going to die, we're going to die."
Yeah.
The CIA station chief, where you were at the time, told you repeatedly, according to the movie, "Stand down." We saw that in the trailer. Used the words, "Stand down." Is that how you remember it?
Yeah, I mean, it was the chief of base, the deputy chief, and our team leader sitting on the front porch, and when he told me to stand down.
It was good. Tig said, "Ray, we're losing the initiative," and we were.
Why is it wrong? Why, you know, the position is you're here to protect the annex. They have some security personnel over at the consulate, which our viewers should know. Congressional investigators have already found was woefully inadequate, and that we were totally unprepared, that state had totally left those guys unprepared to defend themselves. But in the moment, that station chief at the annex was saying to you, "Stand down, you're here to protect us, this facility, not that one."
Well, I really don't think it was just for us to protect that facility. It's just that's just how he was. There was multiple security situations when we should have left, and he never let us go. But
why?
He was just risk adverse, in my opinion. This last station, he wanted his legacy to be what it was. He didn't want to lose anybody, I guess.
You got trained Army Rangers, you got Navy SEALs, you got Marines, the best in the world, standing there ready to go, armed to the teeth, trained for exactly this, they're saying they're going to be dead. We're going. Yeah. How many times did he tell you to stand down?
Well, he told Tonto to wait twice, and he told me to stand down, which even a wait technically is pretty much a stand down too. But
yeah,
you know, it's just I don't know why you would rely on a militia that's not even military trained. They're barely even trained.
Because he's telling you guys the Libyans are going to protect Ambassador Stevens. The Libyans have it. The Libyans, who had already run from the front of the diplomatic facility, were going to handle it, which of course they did not. But ultimately the movie depicts you guys saying, "We're going." And Tyrone Wood specifically saying, and that's quoted in the movie, saying to all of you, it's up to you, but we're the only help they have. Did that really happen?
And that did happen. And the radio call from Alec Henderson coming across saying, "Hey, if you guys don't all get here, we're all gonna bleep and die." That's word for word. That's what actually spurned us.
You all have testified to this, and the trailer that we just watched, it captures it too, with the writing on the screen. There was no support. And having seen the film this morning, if there's one theme that emerges, that is it. That they were left alone. There was no one to back you up. Throughout the film, you see heroes of assuming, understanding, based on their experience, that the American military will be there to back them up and support them. And help never came.
I mean, for us, for the military to come and support us, the agency, we wouldn't expected it. But the fact that the U.S. ambassador had been missing probably for about 5 hours before they actually officially, he was considered dead, and they didn't send anything or attempt to push anything that way is pretty crazy. I mean, I would never expect him just to leave the ambassador out there to hang out.
And what about all the CIA agents who were in the annex?
Again, my view is they didn't even try. And that's where the problem, and that's where the film does a great job of showing that even though the head shed or the headquarters elements with the Department of Defense were getting assets and moving them, that it eventually just stopped for some reason. We still don't know why.
What did you expect would come? What did you think would show up? Who or what?
The biggest thing I think we really needed was mainly air support. I mean, any kind of...
Just something to fly over.
How hard would that have been?
Not hard. There's, again, people that see the movie and read the book know that it wouldn't have been difficult.
And all we sent was an unmanned drone.
And it wasn't helpful at all either.